You're playing with emotion, you're playing with ideas, you're playing with sexual desire, you're playing with her ability to follow directions and her ability to step out of what she's used to, because you are creating that frame. And the moment you create that frame that says, I'm leading, the easier it's going to be, not only now, but continually on in the future, if that relationship ever goes anywhere, because you're basically saying, hey, I'm the man, I'm going to do what I want, you're going to follow, and that's the way it is. Got it? And they're like, yes. You want them to surrender to you. You want them to submit to you as a man if that's the role that you're going to play. And that's a really cool thing to do. So I could continue on and go into the next thing. You could go to the back of the neck. You could say, okay, the next day I'm going to pull your head back and I'm just going to bite that little part of your neck that women are very attracted to, or it's very erogenous zone. It could be that. It could be turn her around and you grab your hand and you put it around her neck and you whisper in her ear. There's so many different things. It's your own creativity. And the more sexual control you have, the more sexual creativity you yourself has to go. And this is where you really get to expand your own idea about sexuality and about being creative and really upping your game, because a lot of times you have to get creative. You have to start thinking outside the box. You have to start thinking, okay, cool, I'm a modern day sexual man that's going to bring inspiration, that's going to bring fantasy. You get to step into that role. And in order for you to step in the role, you'd better be pretty well versed in this. This is an art form. This is what most guys don't do. Most guys just are lucky to stick it in and say, oh, that feels so good, suck my dick, whatever. Okay, this is separating yourself. And the other nice thing about this whole entire foreplay is she's going to tell her friends. And I always say there's like a woman referral system where, women tell their friends about, oh, he's a great lover. And, I can personally say that I've slept with many, many, many girls that have many, many, many different friends because of that fact. In some way I'll be talking to them and they'll say, oh yeah, I heard you're a fucking great lover, or things like this. They kind of want that for themselves. Women are like that. They're like, well, I want to try it. I want to see what it's about. And so they have that in there. And that plays right into your hand. It plays right into the frame of who you are and what you are. It's that framework of you being a sexual man. Not everyone, but for the most part, you really want to surround yourself with women, that I do at least, that are sexual, that are playful. Not every woman's going to want to play, but that, to me, it helps weed out the women that I really don't want. I don't want a frigid girl. I don't want a girl that's uptight. I want a girl who has a good imagination, that's ready to go to explore with me. So this also kind of comes back into the whole thing of know what it is you want as far as a lover or a person that you want to be with or anything to this nature. This is the big part of the process. Surround yourself with people that want to be on their same path, your same energy source, because it's going to be that much easier. Trying to fight someone that has issues or stuff like this, you can do that. There's a lot more energy involved. But what's really nice is when you have a person that's on board, that wants the journey, that wants the trip, that's sexual enough and open enough to play, to have fun, to take it into a new place that they're not used to, or to explore it. That's why I find that women really, really enjoy this process. When you think about why is foreplay important, think about it. Foreplay is important because you're connecting, you're integrating your awareness, her awareness, your understanding, your ideas. It's important because when you're really seducing a person, you want them to think about you. And if a girl came up to you and just said, I can't wait tomorrow to take my tongue and just right down at the base of your cock and I'll lick it up right till I get to this point. I'm going to look you in the eye and say, and then she walks away. Your mind's going to naturally go, what is that? Well, so, always use those things. Be spontaneous. Be a mystery. Be creative. Be whatever you, as a sexual man, decide that you want to be. It could be dominant. Hey, you could be submissive. You could be whatever it is. Just understand what is the role that you're going to play as a sexual modern day man, a Renaissance man who's very experienced in all these different realms. So remember, it sets you apart and it reels her into you. It shows also that you're not the rabbit. You're not just like that, ready to go. You're not needy. It communicates, I really want to enjoy my pleasure with you at my speed, with my time. It's like if you go out and you eat with a person and you're at a meal and it's a nice meal and they just scarf it down in like 2 minutes, you're like, did you really enjoy that, or was it just some carnal need? that you just want to get it down and you didn't enjoy it. Women, pay attention to that. If you're one of these guys who's going to sit down and takes his time and cuts his food and slowly eats it slowly, it's like you're enjoying that. It's the be here now motto for sexuality. It's like, I'm here, I'm going to enjoy my pleasure, and I'm going to do it at my pace. And I'm going to squeeze all the pleasure out of this time. I'm going to squeeze all the pleasure that can be available to me and experienced with me. It also shows another thing, that you're able to control yourself. Not only that you're not needy, but you can control yourself. You can control your own emotion, because when you do this, when you have that foreplay and you're moving with that foreplay, you pretty much are going to feel the same thing she is. You're going to walk away a lot of times horny as fuck. You're going to walk away a lot of times going, oh my God, it would be just nice just to go and do it. But it shows that you're able to control yourself, which not only will help you in the long run, but it also shows that you're not a slave to your own emotions, and that you can also enjoy pleasure and harbor pleasure in your body on not only an unconscious level, but on a conscious level. It just shows that you're definitely a different breed of man, and it shows that you have control over your sexual feelings, which most guys don't. They're just like, oh, I got a boner, do something with it, or what am I going to do with it? Girls don't want to hear that shit. They want to know that, yeah, you're just as turned on as them, but you're going to tempt and tease and kind of slightly tempt and torture yourself as well. It's just not you that you're doing it. Like, you have to feel that, where you walk away and go, fuck, as much as I'd want to just maul you right now, it's really fucking hard for me not to. But I want this to last. I want this to be a little bit more exciting. And fuck, I'm horny as fuck because you're sexy as fucking hell. Blah, blah, whatever you want to do. That's kind of a side thing. Like I said, these are just models. These are just kind of little blueprints that you can think about. The entire goal is to have all this within your arsenal, if you want to call it that, or a toolbox, or like a painter. You have plenty of paints to choose from. You get to kind of create what you want. And I really want to impress that there is no one way to do this. It's kind of like telling a story. You tell a story, you're never going to tell that story exactly the same if it's just something that you know. It's kind of the big points, the bullet points, and everything else that you get to enjoy with her becomes a part of the whole exploration process, because each girl is going to be different. Sometimes girls are more auditory. Some girls are more physically moved. Some girls like smell. There's so many different things. So you have to kind of like have this blueprint that we're doing right now and really expand it to the way that you want with the person you're with. And like I said, a lot of this has to do with experimenting with the person. And you're never going to get great at this if you just try to cookie cut it, because it doesn't work that way. There's been plenty of times where I started into something and it didn't work that way. So I boom, rolled out of it into something else. It's give and take. It's testing. It's teasing. It's finding out what works. And that's a real big part of it. Remember, once again, women are mental. It's a very mental game. Any guy can get physical, but not many can get mental. And it shows you that you're